Am I wrong for not believing in God? If anyone tried to pressure you into a certain belief system, whether that called for believing in a higher power or not, they're the one in the wrong. No, you're not wrong. You are entitled to your beliefs just as they are. I would consider, if all my friends talked incessantly about one topic, any topic that I have no interest in, finding different friends. Doesn't have to be Jesus, God. Could be sports, NFTs, manga, clubbing baby seals. I'd ask myself, why am I friends with these people? What common interests do we have? They seem like people you just hang around with, in mild discomfort. You live your own life. Believe or don't believe in whatever you feel like. It's all you. I spent a large part of my childhood not really understanding why we went to church and faked it. Like, everyone was just sitting there in a room worshiping something we all know doesn't exist. Turns out that most of them probably believe in God. Cold sweat smile. Hey, it's fine. Live and let live. Someone else's belief, or lack of belief, neither picks my pocket nor breaks my leg. I decide if they're a decent person by how they behave, not what they pray to. When you're young, you try to be what you're supposed to. This sounds like what is happening with you. People around you are making you feel pressured to believe in a God and you feel guilty for not believing in a God. Think if the opposite was the case. If atheists were trying to pressure Christians to not believe in a God, that would clearly be wrong, and Christians should not feel guilty about believing in a God. Right? Then if it is part of your moral code to view humans as equals, the same must be true of Christians pressuring atheists to believe in a God. I was raised in a religious household. I grew up trying to fit the mold of believing in a religion. Eventually I grew up and thought about the type of adult I want to be. I saw all the Christians inspired by their religion preach hate towards women's rights, gays, Muslims, trans, etc. Even though I never thought I was in danger of that. I thought if I had a kid and I raised him Christian and Christianity inspired him to hate women's rights, gays, Muslims, or trans people, I don't think I'd be able to forgive myself for raising him Christian. Then if Christianity isn't good enough for any kid I would raise, it isn't good enough for me either. I am Muslim and it annoys me when people excessively blame, thank God for stuff. When something good happens to me, I feel proud because I achieved it. When something bad happens, I blame myself for not working hard enough. I do pray and thank God for a lot of things, but it's mostly about my efforts to attain my goals. I encourage you to inform yourself about different religions as you might find faith, but until then, you don't have to believe unless you want to.
No.
If not believing in God is wrong, I don't want to be right. There are a lot of different conceptions of God or gods. From does not exist to transcends the universe in a way that is beyond human comprehension to is a term which encompasses the forces of life, the metaphysical concepts of justice and ethical behavior, and the laws of the universe to is some sort of driving force of the universe, all the way down to the rather infantile concrete concepts of God that your friends have. I don't have a lot of respect for the idea of God as an insert good deeds belief, prayer, receive blessings and good stuff, gashapon. But if people want to think of it that way, it's no skin off my nose unless they try to skin my nose with it. I do believe in God, more or less, but not in that sort of way. There is no more evidence to believe in God than there is to believe in Poseidon. Just tell them that you believe in just one fewer God than they do. As someone who does believe in God, no, you're not wrong. Everyone has their own beliefs. Some religions communities can be very toxic and pushy, the exact opposite of the core principles of their religions. Besides, God is hard to believe in. Dude is confusing ASF. No one should tell you what you should believe when it comes to God. I am a Christian woman and will tell people my testimony if asked. But I use actions to show my faith. There's a German saying, Die Gedanken sind frei, which means that your beliefs are entirely your own and nobody can force you to believe in something if you don't want to. Interesting to see who all came here to evangelize. Thinking face. Ask yourself this. If you were born into a different culture, would you still believe in Jesus or the predominant religion in that culture? Religion is a cultural thing, changing with globalization, but people believe in religion to make sense of the world around them. It's up to you what you choose to believe. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Claims made without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. You are not wrong. Regardless of what they believe or you believe, people have to do their own homework, mow their lawn, pay their bills, maintain their brake pads so they function properly. If you get an A or D, chores get done or don't, make enough money to keep the electric on, or are able to come to a complete stop before hitting a bunch of kids on a crosswalk. That all comes down to your actions and other people's actions. With a mix of weather, natural disasters. A deity doesn't fill your fridge with food or clean the grout in your shower. As a Christian, no, you can't argue someone into faith or out of it. They've generally seen things that weigh more than logic. As far as attributing to God, I like to use the analogy of a scenario where a tornado goes through a pastor's house and partially destroys it. He tells his congregation that it's thanks to God that it wasn't fully destroyed. But you could also say God was punishing him for teaching stuff out of line. In general, unless God literally steps in to explain, life is just going on and people are interpreting it as they expect it to be. If you want the truth, keep looking, and don't shy away from people's experiences, especially those that don't match up with what you expect. No, of course not.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.